You're not just leading news. You're also leading everything.
Yeah.
So, crosswords, everything, all the different categories. Yeah. How do you really think about leading that sort of idea of confidence in understanding the world around you? How do you lead that through all these very disparate and very different products?
Yeah. Well, they have a lot in common. I think at the core of how we show up in each of those categories is like high quality, human created content, which is is valuable today, and I suspect will become even more valuable moving forward. Not everyone's in the market for all of our products, but our research shows that like consumers tend to be in the market for news and at least one of our other sub-brands. So we tend to see the news being a great front door to the whole New York Times. And sometimes people come for news, but stay for Wordle or stay to read about the NFL draft on The Athletic or something like that. But the other products also are a nice front door for people who maybe don't know the New York Times as well. And so we certainly see a pathway from people who come to play our games and then stay for news.
Yeah, I imagine trust has to be just so important, right? It's like not just about creating confidence, but also trust with your readers, with your audience, with the consumers of the different products. Yeah. How does that impact how you make decisions as the head of marketing?
I mean, trust is everything. And it's hard because increasingly trust in institutions is waning. It's been on a decline for decades, and news and media have been sort of the worst, taken one of the worst hits among the institutions that have lost trust. One thing that we have seen is that people really trust individuals. Actually, trust in individuals has gone up. And so one of the things we think about in marketing a lot is how do we bring forward the humans of the New York Times, right? They're real people over, all the people that are involved in reporting and editing and creating all the beautiful immersive journalism that the Times creates. And so a lot of what we do is help those reporters tell their story in a way that they don't sort of naturally do within the reporting itself.
That makes so much sense because also when you're really putting that human front and center, you're really giving a voice to the idea, to the theory, to the news that allows us to, really touch and feel and have a visceral connection, if you will, to the person who's behind it.
Well, and we know that consumers just don't understand how journalism gets made. They truly don't know the difference between what they see on TV that's more like people reading the news from podcasts and which is a type of journalism, an important type of journalism. There's a ton of opinion journalism online that doesn't ever get labeled opinion journalism. And then there's what we do, which is like independent on the ground reporting. And it's a bit different, but it's harder to explain. And so that's not what they see. You don't see the reporting, you see the outcome.
You see the output.
So a big part of what we see as our job in marketing is helping to tell those stories about the rigor and the process of the reporting.